so this is Yin Yoga Flow. Today it's all about relaxing and letting go. So there's not going to be many poses in the Yin Yoga Flow. It's going to be more about the restoration for our fascia, our body, that sheath that is covering our entire body. Remember, if you're injured, this is not appropriate. If there's anything that causes you pain, then please stop at any point. We're going to start in a comfortable position. So, excuse me, that could be Sukhanasana, easy pose with the legs crossed, but if that's not comfortable, you can have our legs extended, our legs bent and our arms relaxed. The first 5 to 10 minutes is about relaxing and unwinding. Remember, if you've got lower back issues, we can take a block or a hard back book, place it underneath the lower back, underneath the bottom, and that's just going to take any pressure off the lower back. Palms resting on the thighs, up towards the universe, open, shoulder blades back and down. Let's begin with simple Ujjayi breath, breathing in through the nose, down to the chest, down to the pit of the belly, and allowing that breath to come all the way back up and out through the nose. So as we're taking these nice, long, deep breaths in, there's really no pace to our breath. We're just breathing in at our own time, at our own pace. And if you so wish at this point, close your eyes. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, then please just find a focus point to keep your eyes on, whether it be a candle or just something in your room. Let us just focus on our breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Let us take a mental scan of our body. How does it feel? Is there anywhere where we're holding on to tension, worry, pain? Take your breath to that point. Hold your breath there for a moment and then allow that breath to be released. Let go of any negative energy, anything that's not serving you right now. This is the time to release and let go. Feel your jawline just relax and release, and the tongue hang loose. Feel any creases on the brow line just dissipate and leave the forehead. Feel any worries or stresses that have been sitting in the neck and shoulders just drifting away. And if any thought comes to your mind that does not serve you at this time, give it thanks. Let it know that it's not its time and send it on its way. Imagine just popping it into a bubble, whether it's visual or words, and then just as you exhale, that bubble just floats away. And whilst we're here and we're just breathing and relaxing, letting go of tension, preparing things for our session, I just want to read you a little poem. Nourish yourself consciously, intentionally, purposefully. Nourish yourself with loving presence. Open the floodgates of your present heart. Let its torrential river spill over your hardened banks, drenching every thirsty cell of your being. Parts of yourself remain battered and bruised, other parts long forgotten, pushed and set aside, too long ignored. But childhood dreams call for your attention. Old wounds ask for tenderness and care. Scars ask for acceptance. Welcome yourself back to the home of the heart. Be a good host. Offer kindness, warm soup, conversation, and a place to rest your own weary head. Give yourself what you long for, consciously, intentionally, purposefully. Drip your love like honey across your floating skin. Let its nourishing nectar satisfy the deepest longings of your soul and rest in the pure awareness of your peaceful perfection. Breathing deep, calmly, letting go. Today our focus is Yin. Let us have intention in releasing and letting go. Let us be peaceful and purposeful in our flow. Let us be conscious of each release as we go. Now, if you're wearing glasses, pop them on top of your head or just to the side for a moment. Place your hands in prayer. Take a moment just to set your intention for this session or dedication. Is there anything you would like to achieve today? Or is there someone you wish to dedicate your practice to? Take this moment. Whatever comes into your mind is completely right. Take a moment to focus. Then take your hands, place them above the head and open the arms up and out into the universe, into the ether, allowing your energy, your intention, your dedication to be released and put out there. Then bring your hands back into prayer and begin to rub them nice and fast so you can feel the warmth in the hands. Build it up. And when they feel really nice and warm, place them over your closed eyes. Open your eyes into the palms of your hands. Open your fingertips and slowly let the hands come away. And now we're ready to focus on our first pose. So we are going to go into hero pose. Now I'm just going to grab my cushion because I forgot to bring it across. But you may wish to use your block. You may want 2 blocks if you have 2 blocks. Or you may want 2 hardback books. You may want 2 hardback books or 2 blocks and a cushion. So let me just grab my cushion a second. Ooh, so I apologise for not bringing it in. So, coming over onto your knees. We're going to take our knees a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Now, we can sit like so with our bum resting on the heels. In hero, our aim is to take our legs wider than that and let the bum come down to the floor. This can be quite challenging on the knees. So if we've got any knee issues, and there's also a little bit of rotation outwards into the knees as well. If we've got any issues, take your blocks. So you can just have the bum resting on the heels, so completely not even having them wide out or letting the feet out to the side. You can take your blocks, rest your bum on the blocks. Oh, I'm getting cramp in my foot straight away. That's not a good sign, is it? Like so. Or you could have your blocks or block and cushion and then rest into the side. We want our shoelaces to relax to the floor. So when I say shoelaces to the floor, what I mean is the front of the feet is resting on the floor. So whether you've got your bum resting on your heels, whether you're resting on a block and a cushion or just a block, take your palms, rest them onto your thighs. Again, connecting and being open to the universe. We are going to be here for a few moments. So when we're in yin, each pose is 3 minutes and beyond. So we're just going to rest here. If at any point it feels uncomfortable, then you will come out of the position, okay? So let us begin. Shoulder blades back and down. Remember, we're popping them into our back pocket. Let's lift and pull the pelvic floor up. So from the back of that bottom, where that crease line starts, let us pull. Imagine if you can, it's like an elevator. We're pulling it up to that first floor as it comes into the middle up to the second. And as we come to the third floor, we're pulling up at the front. That belly button begins to draw in towards the spine. So we've got tension, but we can breathe and we're comfortable. And let us just hold this pause. Ujjayi breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. If you wish, you may close your eyes. Taking a moment to be present and focus on where you feel the stretch, where you feel intention in your body. This is a root chakra based posture, so the very base of the spine. Remember, the root chakra is all about our stability, our foundations. When that is open, we feel brave, we feel stable, we feel secure, strong. And for a moment, we're just going to do 5 breaths, Hun and Bi. So releasing from the back of the throat. So we breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now remember, that sound is as quiet or as loud as you want it to be. And then back to just that Ujjayi breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Now from here, let's transition into wide forward fold, okay? So that's Padottanasana. So I'm going to take my cushion out, I'm going to take those blocks out. I'm going to come over onto my bottom, remembering that if I've got lower back issues, I can take that block and I can sit it underneath my bum. And when we've got it under the bum and we're in a posture, so when we're in that Sukhanasana, that easy pose, it can just sit comfortably under the bum. When we are in postures, we need it to be so that the softness of the bum is sat on the block and the bones of the bum are at the edge of the block, okay? We're taking our legs as wide as feels right for us. So you immediately should be feeling an inner thigh stretch coming in along here, okay? So hands just resting in front. Shoulder blades in those back pockets, sitting as tall as we can, pelvically and abdominally connected. I want you to imagine you've got a nice beefy tomato just under that chin, nice, and it's nice and tender. But we don't want to squish our chin down and it bursts and explode over the chest. And we certainly don't want to have our chin jutting out and it rolls away. So we're constantly holding that in position as we go forward. This is not about getting your chest on the floor. Now, if you can get there, great, but I need you to be making sure you've got the right form as you go. So, core is strong, shoulder blades back and down. Let's take a deep breath. Let's walk it forward. Now, I'm only going a little bit because what I want, more than anything, as I just mentioned, it's not about getting the chest down there, is I want to come out of this session longer and taller. So my spine wants to be on a nice diagonal. I don't want to be curling my body over, which can happen if you're trying to get yourself right down there. We want to have a lengthening of the spine. So we're holding it here. Now I'm just going to change to a side angle so you can see what's going on with my back as I do this. So if you look, you can see, if I was curling, so this is like a no, we don't want to be doing this. I'd be like this, and I'm hunching over into my core, hunching over into my shoulders, I'm closing in my chest, my heart chakra. I want to be nice and tall. I'm pulling those shoulder blades back and down. And I'm looking forward, so again, I'm not dropping my chin into my chest and bursting that beefy tomato. I'm holding it there. And as I take a deep breath, if I wish, I can go further. Now what I can also do, which will help the muscles find their own natural pathway to go deeper, is I can sway. So I can sway side to side. And then I can relax. I'm just going to turn back to face you. So we never ever want to bounce, because what that's going to do is that's putting pressure onto the joints, okay, and onto the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons. We don't want to do that. So what we do want to do is we can, if we wish, we can sway from the hips. This movement's coming solely from here. I'm breathing nice and steadily. I exhale and then I come a little bit further, but all the time I'm being conscious, is my chest open? Am I pulling my shoulder blades back and down into those back pockets? Am I squishing that big juicy tomato, or has it rolled away? So let us focus, taking our time. Remember, we're yin, so it's all about stretching out the fascia that covers our entire body. So I know it's a gross way of putting it, but when you look at a piece of chicken and you see that really thin layer, that sheath, that is our fascia. It covers our entire body. Over the past sort of 6-7 years, there's been a lot of research about fascia. It's really good to stretch it out. So what we're doing today is, because we're holding these poses for longer, the fascia is having the opportunity to stretch out. They also say our emotions sit in our fascia as well. So certain poses we're doing today, where we're focusing and releasing, again, this is a root chakra posture. So that root chakra, stability foundations, we're trying to open that up. So if there's any emotions sitting in that root chakra that need releasing, we could potentially be helping to open them up. So let's go a little bit further, sway if you wish. Let's have that humming bee breath again, just 5 times. So we breathe in through the nose. it there. Back to that Ujjayi breath, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. That hummingbird breath is a really nice of releasing. So again, we're focusing on that root chakra. If that release in the throat is kind of quite guttural, like you know, that it can vibrate all the way down to that chakra, that root chakra. So again, about releasing and opening up. So let's take a deep breath. As you exhale, slowly coming up. We are going into Bhadrasana, so cobbler pose. I'm staying on my block because I have lower back issues, but you don't have to. Now, if you're quite tight in your hips, because this is where we're opening up, another thing you can do, if you have more than one block or you're using hardback books, you can take that under your feet. Bring the soles of the feet together, and we're aiming to bring them as close to the pelvis as we can, but wherever they are is absolutely fine. Remember, it's what's right for you. That is going to help the knees drop lower. So that's going to help open up into the inner thigh that little bit more and the hips even more. So this time, let us take our index finger and our thumb finger together into that mudra. Okay? Shoulder blades relax, pulling back, looking forward. Open up, a gentle pressure on the knees to open up. Ujjayi breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Shoulder blades in the back pocket. We've got Mars and Jupiter with our hands connecting us to the infinite universe. Close your eyes if you wish. We're going to be here for a few moments as we open and release. Again, root chakra, opening, stability, security, that root chakra at the very base. It's a beautiful scarlet colour, a beautiful red, strong red when we focus on the colour. Let us again, in each posture today, we're going with that hummingbird breath. It's all about releasing and opening up today. So breathe in through the nose and then release through the mouth, from the back of the throat. Whether that noise comes out quietly, loudly, whatever is absolutely fine and right for you. And then back to your Ujjayi breath. Let us take a deep breath in. As we exhale, release the legs up very gently. Take the block away, pop it to the side. We're going to come over into puppy dog stretch. I'm popping my cushion and my block at the side, but they're there to reach if I need them. So you're coming over onto your knees. So this is Uttanasana, Shutanasana, if I've got that right. It's a long one. So what I want you to do is have your hands just slightly in front of your shoulders, fingers spread out. Shoelaces to the floor, your bum is firmly in the air. We've still got that pelvic connection, so we're lifting up. Remember that elevator I mentioned earlier on, that 1, 2, 3 up to the 3rd floor, and still drawing in that belly button in towards the spine, so we've got that connection. We're going to take our hands, we're going to reach them forward, we're going to push our bottom up into the hair, letting the head relax between the 2 arms. Now, as you come down, if you feel you are dropping the head and you're getting a crease in the back of the neck, then take your cushion or block, rest your head on the cushion or block. And we're holding it here. Now this is quite a release into the shoulders as well, and the lower back. So at any point, if it's uncomfortable, just come down, or remember, let your forearms relax down onto the floor. That's going to take the pressure out of the shoulders. So if we've got any shoulder issues going on, bring the arms back down, let them come closer to the upper body, and just push the bum into the air so you're feeling that stretch. And again, remember, at any point you can come out of any of these poses if it begins to feel too much. So we're just holding. So I can feel my left arm is just like, no, I don't want to do this. So I'm going to keep that right arm and shoulder out. My bum's up in the air. I'm really proud of it. We're sending it up into the air like a rocket. Let's try that left arm again. So holding it there. Ujjayi breath, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Being conscious that you've constantly got that pelvic floor and abdominal connection. My arm is saying no, so I'm going to draw my arms back, but it doesn't mean you have to. I say my left shoulder's saying no, let's say. So I'm holding that position. I've still got my bum up in the air. And remember, if you need to take your knees a little bit wider in this posture and feet a little bit wider, that's absolutely fine anatomically. That's okay. If we need to give our tummy a little bit of space, or it just feels more comfortable, then take that adjustment. Again, because we've got that bottom up in the air, that's our root chakra up and open to the universe. Working on opening up that root chakra. We want to have that security, that stability. We want to feel strong and safe in our mind, in our body. That's what we're working on today, as well as really opening up the hips and pelvis. Let's have that humming bee breath. So we breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, back from the back of the throat, remember. Just 5 breaths. Breathe in. And then back to that Ujjayi breath. Taking nice long deep breaths. And we're slowly going to come up. Take a deep breath. Exhale, slowly coming up. Now, we're transitioning because we're all about the hips and pelvis. I know we did Frog Manda Kanasana last week in a flow, but today's really about opening up that hips and pelvis, so we're going to do it again, so I'm sorry. Okay, so we're going to come over onto our knees, taking them nice and wide. Feet out like frog's legs. Now remember, if having your feet out like frog's legs is uncomfortable in the ankles, so you've had injuries in the ankles, then just let the shoelaces be to the floor. That's absolutely fine. And remember, if that feels uncomfortable still, we can prop them up on cushions so they've got extra support. So knees are nice and wide. My shoelaces are out towards the ground. I'm coming down onto my forearm. So hands interlock together. Again, if it feels too much, because there's a little bit, the knees are turned out a little bit. If that feels too much, bring them close, have them behind you, and you're gonna, again, I know we've just been in puppy dog pose, okay, but take it back and take the bum towards the heels this time as opposed to having the bottom in the air. But otherwise, so that's your alternative. Feet are turned out, and we're gonna very gently take a deep breath and push the bum back. So we're pushing it back and down. Now, if you're quite flexible in your hips, you're going to find this okay. If you're not and you're quite tight, then it might be quite unpleasant. I generally find this quite unpleasant. But it's like a satisfying unpleasantness. But remember, you shouldn't be in pain. So remember, you've got those alternatives if you wish to use them. So let's take it in position and hold it there. Gently pushing back with your breath, holding that position. You can bring the arms closer into the upper body if you so wish. You know what I'm going to say. Root chakra, bum's back, opening up. We're there again. Let's have that hummingbird breath, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more. Last one. Take a deep breath. Exhale, slowly coming forward. As you do so, bring your hands down, lift up onto the hands, come up, walk your feet in, come over onto your bottom. We're coming down onto the floor now. 2 postures left. So, remember, if we've got back issues, we're going to put our knees down, we're going to roll down onto our side and then come onto our back. If we don't have any back issues or our back hasn't been bothering us and we're feeling strong in our core, what we can do is take our hands underneath our thighs, take a deep breath, exhale, walk back, chin curls into the chest, so you are going to squish your tomato at this point, curling down, and we are down on the floor. Now we're going to take our block or our hardback book, or you can use your cushion. We're going to take it, lift the bum up and place it underneath the bottom, and we want it so it's on the bottom and on the lower back. So where our dimples of Venus, you know there's 2 little dimples on your back if you've got them. Some of us have them, some of us don't. We want it there, okay? So we've got that nice block there. We're going to bring one knee into the chest, then the other. Now, if you wish, you could just stay in this position, palms open to the universe, or we can extend our legs up. Now, what you could do is you could take your legs up against the wall if you don't have a block, or if you wish to have your legs up against the wall. Palms open towards the ceiling, so open towards the universe, releasing into the lower back. So nice and steady, breathing nice and deep. Let us have intention with our breath, bringing it down into that root chakra now. So right into the base of the spine. Let us bring our breath down there. So what is really nice about this posture of having our legs up in the air, it is a rejuvenation. So we're redirecting our blood flow. If you have got any heart conditions going on, if you're on any heart medication, then I would say do this for 30 seconds to a minute, no more. Or bend the knees, bring them down, have a break, and then do it again. But we don't want to do it too much if we've got specific heart conditions going on, okay? Or any heart conditions going on. But what you can do as well is if you like the position, but you're thinking, oh, I'm a bit worried about my heart now, then have them bent, okay? Have them like so. You're still getting the same effect, but it's not as much as having the legs fully extended, as in, it's not as much as in redirecting that blood flow. So it reduces the blood flow that's coming down into the center of the body if we bend the knees. So go with what feels right for you. Humming deep breath, 5 times for me. So I'm going to take a deep breath now, back to that Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through my nose. I'm going to bend my knees into my chest. I'm going to take one foot down and the other foot down. I'm going to lift my bum, slip out the block if you've been using a block or a hard back block or a cushion there. And I'm now going to come into Shavasana, which is our corpse pose. So I'm extending my legs out. Now remember, if we've got lower back issues, we may prefer to keep our knees bent. We may want to put a cushion underneath our lower back or underneath our knees and then extend the legs out. So we've got less of a pull into the lower back. So it's what feels right for you. If you wish to rest your head on a cushion or a pillow or a block, you can do. Palms open. Shavasana is a really fantastic pose because it's really about just letting go. It's about restoration of the body, the mind, just being present. So let us take a moment to just be present. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And if you feel comfortable, please close your eyes or find a focus point to keep your eyes upon. And just breathe. Focus on taking that deep breath down to the root chakra. And I want you to focus on that root chakra and imagine that beautiful scarlet light glowing, opening, pulsating, vibrating. We've been working on that root chakra the whole session, opening up our foundations, our security, to help us feel more stable, safe, secure. So just focus your breath, bringing it down into that chakra point, that scarlet light vibrating and pulsating. And in your mind's eye, you can say this quietly, or you can say this loudly. You can say this in your mind's eye as opposed to out loud. But I just want you to repeat 7 times. I am strong. 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 Just remember how strong and wonderful you are. Take your arms and wrap them around your body, giving yourself a well-deserved hug. Give yourself a moment of appreciation, a moment of love and gratitude for bringing yourself to the mat today, for taking time out for you. Well done to you. Let's release that oxytocin, that feel-good chemical into the body. And then let the hands just relax by the side. If your knees are not bent, then please just bend your knees, bringing the feet flat to the floor. Walk your feet together, knees together, and gently just sway the knees just to a 5 past 2 and a 5 to 2. Very gently, let the knees roll over all the way to one side, rolling onto your side. Letting an arm come across the chest and resting on the floor. Our eyes are still closed. If you have your eyes closed, your breathing is still deep. Ujjayi breath, in through the nose and out through the nose. When you're ready, take a deep breath. And as you exhale, slowly push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes closed. If you're wearing glasses, pop them on top of your head or just to the side. Take your hands in prayer and let's rub them together nice and fast. And when they feel nice and warm, nice and toasty, place them over your closed eyes. Open your eyes into your hands. Open your fingertips. Slowly let the light come away. Bring the hands down. Give the shoulders a little shake. Maybe just rock the pelvis a little bit back and forth. We've really opened up into the hips and pelvis today. So well done. Namaste. Ciao for now.